Hey, happy day 45. I have had a very interesting day, lots of things to celebrate with, and I am very happy to be here and to share. So let's get started before I dive into our topics for today. Um, I explored a couple different things yesterday and didn't do a saber set. And so I thought, while we're waiting for people to come on, let's do a saber set because then we're going to dive into Tai Chi and low cup some more and play with some really basic concepts. So I'm just going to grab my short saber here, see who I've got who just joined. Doris. So glad you're here, Doris. And thank you for persisting and trying to track down all the right spots. I'm happy to have you. So I'm going to do a saber set. I'm going to do it seated. And what I want you to focus on today is where the power is as you're going through it. And of course, this is just to create flow. So just following, and I'm seated because sometimes that's easier for people than trying to get footwork all going. So thank you for the heart. I appreciate it. Okay, so here we are. We've got the saber in the left hand, could be a wooden spoon from the kitchen. Today we did the kitchen party flash mob at noon today. That was part of Dan's debut, and I didn't even think about, well, I did think about it, but I didn't go there, using that wooden spoon and being in the kitchen while we're doing Tai Chi. Okay, so here we go with the bow. Let's let this happen. Let everything just completely relax. And then we're going to go to the right. And that's going to come forward. And then right hand to the top. And let that come out. It's going to travel down, up, let that roll over, and then let that come through. So we've got waist turns in here, which we'll explore a little bit more tomorrow. But the movements we're going to talk about today have to do with the straight forward and back and the cultivation that comes from there. And when we're doing the seated form, a lot of times that's where the power is coming from. Over to the left, back to the right, forward, and forward. This is going to push out, over, through. Taking it back, down your hip, all the way around. That's going to roll up, dropping the saber, and let that come out. Comes through, putting it into your left hand. Strike the tiger on the left. Strike the tiger on the right. Two-handed chop. Let that roll up and let that come all the way out. It's going to drop, rise, sink. Rise, sink. gets to go all the way around. That would spiral. Oh, sweet. I think that's the first time where I didn't think about having learned it as standing form first and then learned it seated. And so when I was seated, I was always trying to think about where my feet would be going if I was standing. And so the set was always done kind of as a seated version of standing. And that's the first time today where it just was a seated form. Beautiful. Okay, so just for all of you out there who haven't got there yet, you know it's now possible. That was just really delightful. Okay, so let's leave that against the flow. And then for what I want to talk about today, let's go from through the first 17 of the Tai Chi set, because that's where I want to start the conversation today. So we'll just put the bow in there, just to let everything relax. Sorry, I'm ready to do another set. It's a Kundalini set, which is a different set that I teach. Okay, coming back up. Interesting that Kundalini decided it wanted to come out. Okay, commencement. Let that go. Weight goes from centered into the left foot, so you can turn. And we've worked on transfer of weight, 70%, 30% over the last couple of days. And then sinking down into the leg and coming out. So today, my hands, I just left them separate from my other hand. And we've talked about the 3 different ways you can hold your hands. So that's where I put them today. Here comes your whip to one side. Comes through. White stork spreads wings. Half a step, heel goes out. Brush knee. Half a step, heel goes out. Just going to work myself around the table a little bit here. Brush knee. Hold the flowers. And step. Wipe. 2 hands. Coming around. And then sink. Over to the left. Adjust the feet. And let that go. Okay. Let's do it one more time just for the flow, and I'll slide over a little bit. Okay. So, commencement. whip to one side is to the right. Into your right, into the left. Heel's going to go out, sink. Foot, hand, glide across. Push into that foot. And then brush knee. Half a step, heel goes out. I don't think it matters where I start. I still run into the dining room table. Twist step. Twist step, hold the flowers. Again, I'm just going to adjust so I can come around the table. To open heel, sink, and let that go. Okay. So let's just put a bow on the end of that. That's just bringing the gratitude, joy, love, compassion, sending that out today to whomever needs any extra energy. Okay, so 2 things. One, you can probably hear the music going in the background. And usually, if I've been attending class somewhere, I would have taken my plant machine, music of the plant, my little bamboo machine, and I would have had plant music running. And in Belcote Hall, we have a beautiful plant there that sings for us. And in Port Hawkesbury, it's like a big fig tree. And in Port Hawkesbury, we've had a little tiny fern, and we've also had a violet that's played for us, and some ivy. So as a presentation this morning that I was doing for the global healing sessions for the Atlantic Therapeutic Touch Network, I brought the machine out because it's kind of been sitting in the cupboard, and I had the parsley singing this morning. And so the parsley, I'll just bring it around here so you can see, is in the big bucket. Parsley is very playful, and so we had that playing this morning. And at the moment here, you can see this tin. The plant machine is next to it. It's that little, looks like an iPod, and that's oregano. And so the oregano is making music for us today. And I put it on relaxation. I can change it so it plays a little bit faster. But when we do Tai Chi as a group, when the plant machine's hooked up to whatever, and we play relaxation, we just zen right out. So you could tell by the lack of language that I was using in the set, I wasn't talking as much, is because it just really does just calm the whole system down. It's really beautiful. And when you get familiar with the plant music, you start to realize how it's reacting to the energy of what we're creating, because the tones will change, the pace will change. Sometimes it'll sustain a note and just hold the note for a while and be present. And sometimes it'll stop right at the end of our set and just be silent at the same time that we finish. So anyway, it's beautiful. So it's in the background today, and then hopefully you can notice that. Okay, so I want to talk about today a couple of concepts that Robert Tangora has in his book, The Internal Structure of Cloud Hands, A Gateway to Advanced Tai Chi Practice. And I want to pull these couple pieces out. Hello, Charlotte. Good to see you. I'm pulling out these couple of concepts. I'm preparing for a presentation with the Strait Area Chamber of Commerce for Friday, which is on movement and things you can do to boost your immune system and de-stress in all of the challenges that we're facing. So that's on Friday. And on Sunday, I'm working with K Conversations. You can look that up, kconversations.com, which is a part of the Nolative. Um, Beautiful, beautiful project. And so we have over 400 delegates now that will be part of that conference online and translated into 4 other languages, which is really cool. And I'll be presenting multidimensional movement, which is what Tai Chi is. And so as I was preparing some of the PowerPoint today, I hauled this book out and found a beautiful little excerpt that I thought I would share with you. And this is kind of a preliminary to what we're going to do today, but it's also the theme that we started with in April. We've been through a lot over the month, but the theme was from commencement, the power of the different movements. And so I'm just going to describe from commencement the 4 powers and how valuable that is to what we practice. So I'm just going to read from here. The opening movement of Tai Chi, or commencement, is also called separating powers or separating chin. Separating chin suggests that commencement teaches you how to internally change from one chin to another. In commencement, the pattern of change is from Peng to Ji, Ji to Lu, Lu to On. So you may have heard those words in a class back a couple months ago when we started talking about and we were just doing one power at a time, and April was putting them all together. So the 4 chin in this pattern support the external vertical circling of the arms in commencement. The pattern of changing from one chin to another is not the same throughout the Tai Chi form. Rather, it changes in response to the real or imaginary opponent force and energy. Commencement contains all 3 components of internal power, although the turning component of internal power is at its minimum and is only generated by internal rotations. So that's what we've been doing in low cup, was how we were turning, opening the hips, closing the hips, turning the spine, all those pieces. In commencement, that doesn't happen. So you have this power source that happens in commencement that doesn't happen anywhere else in the set when you start spiraling feet and turning and rotating. And that's what makes commencement so powerful. One virtue of commencement practice is that it compels the practitioner to cultivate internal power without relying on the physical strength gained from turning your waist. So I just wanted to point that out because sometimes, and true with the seated form, people will say, you're not doing very much. It's not, it's not as good as if you were standing. It's not important. What is important is that movement creates a change. So I want to give you the other little piece, which is also important from there. Okay, so this is Wu Qi, is a standing posture from which you begin to move. So in commencement, that would be how you'd be standing. In dance, we call it standing down, and it's the exact same position. And as soon as you move, Wu Qi transforms into Tai Chi, or yin and yang. And yin and yang is that balance of in and out. So Wu Qi is transformed as soon as you start movement. If you don't move, the yin and yang can't happen. So some people in the healing arts will transform all kinds of things for the body by holding different points and working with them, but you need the movement pattern in order to make the change happen. And we do that in Tai Chi, so we have that power there. Okay, and then the last little piece here that I wanted to pull out for you. So the basic health benefits associated with each component of internal power are cross-body power. So that's where we are turning all of those pieces we've been talking about, with soft and connective tissue health and biomechanical health, left-right alignment power with joint, spine, and vascular health, and then the Zongding power with the spine, the nervous system, glandular, and organ health. The genius of Tai Chi is that given a particular application and configuration of your body, it provides a matrix to maximize the martial or healing power. And the relationship between the components of internal power and the associated health benefits are what we explore when we're doing Tai Chi. And so just the words were so beautiful. I wanted to share those with you so you could really understand how incredibly powerful. It doesn't seem like we're doing very much, and we're focused in on these tiny little movements, and it's interesting, but how powerful is it? Very, very powerful. Okay, so let's go to commencement, and I'll be quiet. I'll attempt to be quiet. And today, because we've added the music in, we're magnifying the energy and the power that we're creating. And as I expressed this morning in my session that I broadcast on the key to health from that Facebook page, just that when we are centered in our energy and we can share out from that center, our compassion can reach out to other people for whatever they need. And so as we're doing commencement, that's going to be the start of that. So if you have somebody who needs some energy today, just pass it forward to them and offer it. Okay, you don't need to give it to them because they need to be able to have the choice to receive. So you're just going to offer it. If they'd like to take it, they can take it. Okay, so let's go to commencement. And I sat back down because I want to show you how it works from here, but then we'll also do standing. Okay, so pushing into the feet, you can feel the tailbone drop, and there's an alignment that happens through the spine as it lets go, and then the hands can float. Elbows are going to let go, let that settle, and it comes back down. So you have Peng, all the names just escaped me. There's the 4 powers. I'm just going to stop saying the names because I'll get them wrong. G is the second one. So you have this expansion, you have the pause, you have the contraction, you have the pause. But well, one is activating, another is deactivating. And let that go. Commencement, breathing in, and then let that go. Just let that completely drop. And once more. So if you're seated and all you're doing is this little pattern, it's all you need. Isn't that cool? Okay, so imagine when you're watching TV and you get to a commercial. It's beautiful if you can bring that in. Okay, here goes. And then sink. Just let that go. It's going to come up. Let that go. And again, there's no waist turn. This is all straight. You're cultivating everything straight. Right. You do a few more. I'm just thinking about, there was one more piece in there I wanted to read you, which I didn't actually read. There it is. Must be the 4 words. So the pattern from Peng to G, from G to Lu, Lu to On. So Peng to G. There we go. So you have Peng. No, still didn't read the right spot. G, Lu, On. In there it talks about when you're doing Peng, how it closes one part of the body, which would be the lower part, and then as you transfer over to Lu, it opens. So the upper body and the lower body trade places for where the openness is and where the closed is, for what you need. And it's that action that pumps things up and down. It's just so cool. Okay, so we did the Tai Chi, the first 17, and you have commencement in there. But then let's go to Loka, and let's go to the opening of Loka, where the palm goes up. So there's got a different position of the hands, and if we come up with that one, it extends in a different way. You can feel that transition when the tailbone can let go and sink. and this can come back down. Okay, so I'm just going to turn. So you've got up, as the palms go up, tailbone starts to release and go back, and it lets go. So there's a transition that happens. So here's an opening, there's a bit of a pause, more opening, and then it changes. So you really start to let go of controlling your back and holding it solid. You've just got this beautiful transition that occurs. Okay, so let's do the first part of low cup, just for the experience of it again. I'm going to turn a little bit and hope that that's going to be the right direction for you to be able to follow, but for you to experience how this works in the low cup set. So this is where tendon and muscle are changing, which is the calming of emotion, the opening of the water wheel. So comes in, right hand is going to come forward, expansion, that's going to come around, sink, drop down, and that's going to come up. And then there's a turn to the right, so there's where that spine rotation brings in the waist. So that up-down action disappears as the waist becomes included. Sink. And now your right hand is going to go up to the top. Has a spiral action in it. Back down. And then you step and this goes to the brow. You can see where all the spiral actions come in. And down. Ball. This goes to the brow. Bow and arrow is going to come back. Goes down to the knee. And wipe past your hand. Step your feet together. Hands go together. And you're going to come up to the top. Open. I'm going to keep going because we're going to go back to a straight here. This is straight as well. Push out from the center. And now you have the waist turn. That rolls. And here goes straight. And you have that open and close that walks through. And again, that's that transition of energy. Push through. With an ankle, roll the hands up, sink. Now this has a spiral in it. Down, up. This is going to come around, and it'll just come around the lantern, and this is going to spiral out. Just comes back, and then it's a flat hand going forward. Okay, so just trying to bring the thoughts in. Wu Chen is moving. Wu Chen moves the Tai Chi, where yin and yang are able to engage and create that flow. And you can't get that by just making energy shifts in the body by touching points. You can, but you have to activate it by bringing in the movement. And that's part of what I really try to share to people is a lot of people don't know how to move, and that not knowing how to move means the energy doesn't flow right. And so when we're doing Tai Chi, we actually educate ourselves on how better to move. Okay, so let's do low cup again. I had turned this way for that part one, but this time I'll just transfer it back a little bit, see if that helps. With not running into the chandelier. Okay, so back is opening. Let that come up. Sink. Let the back open. And expand. This is going to come around. Sink. And up. I'm going to turn. So now we've engaged that cross patterning. Down to your knee. Hold the ball. Bow and arrow is going to come back. Down to your knee. Through. Step your feet together. Push. Sink. Comes out. Turning the hands, rolling back. Palm goes up. Sink. Walking through the feet. And two-hand push. Comes back around, rolling the hands, turning them. Sink. Walk through the feet. Sink. Reach that out. Open. It's going to come down and spiral. It's going to come back. Flat hand is going to go out. Now that I don't have running out of room trouble, let's just go to the brow. Hold the ball, go to the brow. Open the hands, step through, and we'll stop there. Okay. All right, so that gives us some straight up and down and some movement. And as you may recall from practicing the low cup before, part one of low cup is about getting the water wheel to function correctly. So the movement of yin in, yang out, and getting the water to flow through the system. So you have a little bit of action, which is straight, and then you have the activation of the belt channel through the middle. Okay, so let's go to low cup, where we have been focused for the last few days in part two. And part two is where we come out of working with tendon and muscle changes and we move more into the internal organs. How is the fascia functioning? How are we able to manipulate and build that energy? And as it said in that the quotes that I gave you, how does the health happen as a result of the movement? You open the flow in certain systems. And it's created. Okay, so let's go from the start of part two. So you get a chance to run that. And if you're brand new to this and you've never seen it before, you could do it seated and just copy my arms. If you want to stand and arms are too much, just do my feet. Okay, and then just situate yourself so you either can hear me and kind of see me, or you're following the best that you can with the orientation that's there. So what I've done in the past is come from this corner, and this is the start of part two. So the right heel comes around, plants on the floor, and you sink down into the right leg, one-legged down you. And then there's this beautiful spiral comes through the left leg, and then a spiral through to the right leg. Then step patois, and the right hand pulls forward. And then step patois, and the left hand pulls forward. Step straight, and you have a fist with the right hand. Wipe the sleeve. It's going to go to the brow. And then the comet chases the moon. You're going to sink down into that right leg, let the back open. Push out of the right foot. Step your foot to face the side. Step your left foot to do the same, and your hands pass over. Right comes over the left, turns, palm comes up, and you rise up onto the ball of the foot. Ankle is nice and strong. Sink, and then you push out. Turn the left toe. Face the back now. You're going to slide down the right leg. This is going to come around to the right. Sink down on the right and open the back. Step with the left. Step your right foot into the corner. Sink. And this goes forward, backward, hakwa, forward, backward, hakwa, forward. Turn your left toe to the back. Turn your right toe to the back. Sink. Link your fingers together to make the tulip. Open the hands. Sink. And the left foot is going to spiral around so you can come around to face the front again to hold the flowers. So back up a little bit here. Step, push out. Hold the ball, turn the left toe, goes to your brow. You're going to turn across. Roll your hands and then push out to the side, and this is a left-sided snake. Heel goes down. That's going to come all the way around. And you're going to push out your right hand. Step the left foot in. Step the right foot out. Step the left foot in. Hold your hands up. Cross. Slide yourself down into that snake again. Turn. And the left foot's going to come up. Okay, and I'm just going to get a head here. Turn, spinning on your right foot, comes through. This goes walk through your feet, strike, seat back, turn the palm up, step, and then you rise up to step over towards the left, but you change your mind and you push out to the right. Open the hands. So, in and around and back and forth. If you were kept up with that, then you are a very good person. There's a lot going on with that. Okay, I heard a cat at the back door, so hold me 1 second. Come on in, Hunter. Come in. All right. Hey. Hello, you. Say hi to everybody. Say, I'm back. I'm back. I knew you were filming. Gotta find my spot, hey? Okay. There you go. All right. He'll be between my legs here. Okay. So we've got up, up. We just did the spinning. We came around. What I want to focus on is the last part we were working on, and I ran out of room into there. But I'm going to go to the place where we started yesterday, which was the palms were up. Rising this way, and then pushing back, and then coming down the legs. Okay, so let's do that one without tripping, I hope. Okay, so I'm going to rise up, sink, push out, turn, and this is going to go down the leg, comes around, sink. Step into the corner, your hand's going to open out, and you drop. And this goes forward, backward, hakwa, straight, backward, hakwa, straight. Hands come around. And here's where I made the mistake, which got me lost. Goes to the right, sink back. Hakwa. Hakwa. Rise up. Roll the hands. Go back to your hip. And that's where we were working last day. I got myself into another spot. Okay, so let's try that little piece again. Okay, so you had come around and it goes hakwa. You're down low with the back open. Step hakwa with the left. Step straight with the right. You're coming up. Roll the hands. This is where we have that round circle that we talked about yesterday. And then this is going to come around. And this, sorry, comes flat. This is going to wrap around. And this goes to the brow. Okay. So let's just do that a little bit again. Because there's a couple pieces in there I'd like to play a little more with. Okay, so we want to come around down low. Hackle with the right. Spiral, sink down into your right leg. Hack with the left. Push out of the right. You can feel in your ankle the change. Step straight with the right. Roll the hands. Yesterday, holding that circle cultivated so much energy. Step, just even talking about it changes it. Comes back to your hip. So this is going to come around with the right. Cross over. This is going to go to the brow. And then the left hand goes up and you push out of your right foot, push into your left foot and sink. Left hand comes down, right hand goes out. And this is where we were working yesterday. Turn the left toe, hands pass each other, and then you're going to sink. I'm just going to move myself over. The hands are going to cross with the palms out. Then you turn. Kick, step over to your left, and that ball rolls over there, and right here, sink. That's part of that straight action, and this comes up. All right, step patois, that's going to pull out to the right, step, and roll to the left. Turn the hand, step patois, step straight with your left, and your fists will come out. Okay, let's move back so you can see. So you went up, open the back, step right foot, patois. So it's going to spiral out to your right, sink. Step with the left, roll it out. Step patois, rolls. There's that circle of energy, out. Here's the circle of energy again. You're cultivating inside. You roll that out. Circle of energy, you roll that out. Okay, and I'm out of room again. Okay. So let's just try that piece again because we're getting to where this next little piece is just learning it. Okay, so the feet are together, palms come up. Sink, drop open the spine. Step patois, turn and let that open. Step left, comes out. Step patois, the fingertips are going to roll. This is going to come down, sink into the right, and then this is going to come out in a fist, light fist. Don't want to be a tight fist. Hold, so there's that ball. It rolls out. Hold the ball, and there's that change that's happening within the shoulders and the hips at the same time. Open the hands and push out. And then that will come back. That gets us to a delightful place for next week, or next day for hips. So let's do that again. Up. So there's that straight we talked about at the beginning of Tai Chi today. And then we start cultivating across the body. So from the right hip into the left. From the left hip, and here's that round, cultivating energy. Step, and that's going to roll. You just keep going back and forth from the left to the right, from the right to the left. Open the hands, push out. Okay. I hope you're feeling that cross power And it's not that it just goes side to side. It does that figure 8 pattern back and forth in, and that figure 8 is linking up all the way around you, which is really delightful. Okay, let's do it. One more time. Probably from there is the best, just for my spacing in here. Okay, so it's out, tailbone drops, sink, turn patois. So where I made some errors in remembering the set a little bit further back, I apologize. Roll. All these orientations in here, different patterns. Hold the ball, roll out. Hold the ball, roll out. Open the hands. Push out. Sink back. And move into the snake. Okay, good. So I hope you're feeling that little bit of cultivation. What are we doing? Okay, so what I'd like to do now is take you to move hands like clouds, which is pulling you out of low cup, taking you back over to Tai Chi, but we're going to do a little bit with that. And in Tai Chi, that is where you start that cross patterning. So as Tai Chi, you're learning about how to square, the spiral, all of those basic principles. And then low cup, you really start to play with them, but then you got to bring it back. So let's do move hands like clouds. You can sit down if you wish. But what I'm going to do is just focus on how the dynamic is moving back and forth between, now that you know what it feels like. So if you take the right hand out, drop the tailbone. As the hand goes to circle, the tailbone just completely lets go. And then you're stepping across with your left foot, and your foot is straight. And you need that because you're going to sink down into that left foot, push up, and that changes you from a spiral into the hip into a straight action, which is coming through here, into a spiral, which then goes into a straight action. So you have information that gets shared across. And the same is happening in the shoulders. So if you start to pay attention, you have an opening in the right, and you have an expression with the left as you move into another opening with the right. Sink. That's going to come across. Beautiful. Now into the table. Okay. Now that would be in and out of the hips, in and out of the shoulders. And you have this going on, and you have a front back. So let's pay attention into the feet this time, and just notice what you're feeling like on top of your feet. Okay? So step over. So sink, drop open the back. Notice right down into your foot. It's nice and powerful. Your toes are connected to the floor, and your left foot now. Push out of your left. And then you're going to feel into the ball of the foot. Your foot is coming up a little bit. Sink. Steps across. Place your foot. Now as you start to sink down into the right, the left foot, the heel releases. Let's see if I can do it this direction for you. Sink. Step across. And as you get down into that left, your right foot places. Up. As you sink down into your right, the left foot is on the ball of the foot, but it's not with any weight in it. It's just activated from there to be able to do the step. Place the foot, push. Sink. Place the foot. Push. Sink. Place the foot. Okay. Just wanted to give you that little bit of activation in your foot. If you notice that you're kind of moving around on your foot, you want to really solidify yourself. And if that is a challenge, solidify yourself standing or seated, and just do hands. So this comes down, sink, spine opens. Across. Push into the left foot, takes you back to the right, sink. Push into the right foot, takes you over to the left. Push into the left foot, takes you back to the right. We've got drop, push, that takes you up, drop. So now you can feel the dynamics going back and forth from hip to hip, from shoulder to shoulder, from side to side. And that just gives you a chance to play with it that way, if you want to do that. Okay. All right, so let's go back to commencement, where we started today. And you can do it seated if you wish. And just feel the difference in your body. Feel the grounding into your feet. Feel the connection to the floor. Let it expand. Let that sink. Tailbone drops, back opens. And just know that these 4 forces, okay? G, U, on. Those 4 forces are allowing for the movement of energy to be cultivated through that lower dantian, the Ming point, which is on the inside of the spine. Say it that way, from the inside of the body. Sink. You may notice your hands really starting to expand. Feel kind of around your arms rather than so much tingling inside the hands. And let that go. And then just to notice today, if you imagine, where the hair is on your arm, so you pass your hand above, that is really close. Feels like I'm moving the hair. Here I can still feel it. It's somewhere in here where the field has expanded to, which is great because the information that you're receiving from outside of your body is very important. And also it means you have a lot of energy that you'll be able to share with others. So, okay, I hope that gave you lots to think about. I walked you through Saber, Tai Chi, and part 1 and 2 of Look Up, just a little bit. So if you're brand new to Tai Chi and you came in on that, there's a lot of pieces in there. But you also know you can go to my YouTube channel. You can check out all the videos on the most basics of Tai Chi under Tai Chi Wellness in the Seated Form series. And then you have all of the videos from day 1. Well, not quite day 1. I was missing a few, didn't transfer. But of the online version, you've got many, many different days that you can look at and play with. So there's hours of wonderful instruction. Have a great day. Thank you for being here. Be well, and I will see you tomorrow.